Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. The FCC has made a recent change for those who want to take an amateur radio exam, that they must apply in advance for an FCC Registration Number, or FRN. This is something that anybody can do. You don't need to have a license already to do this, but you'll create an FRN by going to the FCC website. And you must have this with you. I recommend that you do this now rather than waiting until even the day before the exam or something like that. It doesn't hurt anything to have one. Doesn't help to have one if you don't have a license, but it's free and you can go on to the FCC website and do it. So what I'm going to do is go through step by excruciating step on how to get an FRN if you've never been registered. Now the way that I'm doing this is I'm actually registering my assistant on here since he doesn't have one, so we could follow the process all the way through. Are you ready? The website you go to is www.fcc.gov or just fcc.gov. Will get you where you need to be. This is what that page looks like, and it's got everything that you'd ever want to know about the FCC, things that are happening recently, file a consumer complaint, file a public comment on something, or a public safety report. I mean, the millions of things that you can do. The one you want is the one that is down here in red, FRN, FCC Registration Number. Click on that. That will take you to this page, Commission Registration System for the FCC. Kind of redundant, really, because the C there is a commission. Anyway, commission registration is CORS, okay? Now, what you want to do is use the updated CORS system, not the legacy system. And you are going to want to register. We're not going to update, just register a username account, okay? So click on that. That will take you to this next page, which says FCC User Registration System, and register with the FCC. It says log in. Well, you can't log in because you don't have an account yet. So we're going to create an account. See where it says create an account right here? You want to click on this right here. There's no big button over here to do it. You could use create new account here, but use this one. Create an account with a unique username and password. Your username is going to be your email address, so make sure it's an email address that you intend to have for a very long time. A lot of times students will have temporary email accounts in their schools or something like that, or a work account or something. You want to make this an account, a personal account that you're going to have for a long time. So this is what you get when you click up here on first create an account. You get here, this is a long form. It goes down beyond the rest of the page. Your username is going to be a valid email address. And that does not mean any valid email address. That means your valid email address. An email address where the FCC can get hold of you. Okay? And then you click on the check availability tab just to make sure the unlikely, very unlikely event that somebody else is trying to register with the same email address. That should not happen because email addresses are unique. Then you'll have to put it in down here again just to make sure it got in correctly. For example, if I were to, instead of putting ham radio answers, at gmail.com. I put hamradioanswer@gmail.com. I could check the availability. Yes, it'd be available. It's legitimate. No one else is using it. But it's not the actual email address. You need the ham radio answers with the S. Okay? So you have to put in a password. Now note that the password needs to be 12 to 15 characters, cannot include any part of your username, and must meet all the following criteria: 1 lowercase letter, 1 uppercase letter, 1 number, and 1 punctuation mark. If you want to see the list of allowable punctuation, you can click here. Or you can have your password manager create something. You're going to have this for a long time. So in this case, you want to write it on a piece of paper and keep it with your ham radio documentation, the same place that you would keep your license, okay? And put the password, confirm the password, and then there's additional contact information that you need to put in: your name, your address. They ask you if you want to put in a secondary email in case this one doesn't work. But what usually happens when you do that is you get all your emails to both addresses, and that's no fun. Okay, when you're done with that, click continue, and that will bring you to here. To register for a new FRN or manage an existing FRN, click the Go to Cores button. All right, this is the one you want. Now, if you already have a license and you've never registered it in Cores, or I'm not sure if you have, you must associate any existing FRNs with your new username prior to managing them. Okay, so we're going to click this right here, Go to Cores. And once in there, it looks like we're going to log in. Now, what we're going to log in with is the username and password we just created, okay? And you did remember that password, right? Complicated passwords are cool, but the plain fact of the matter is they're almost impossible to remember unless you write them in a safe place. Don't put them in the computer in a file named list of passwords or something like that. Use a password manager, or write it in longhand on a piece of paper, which you keep someplace safe, okay? But you're going to put that username here, password here, and hit log in. Once you get to the user home, what you want to do is register a new FRN. You want to register and receive a new FRN, okay? So click on that and click continue. And if you have to, you may not have to, you just register new FRN. Okay, now you want to register for an individual. You're not a company, you're not a radio station, you're not a TV station, you're not a cell phone company or whatever. You're an individual. And it wants to know if your contact address is within the United States or its territories. Click yes for that. Now note that its territories includes Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, Guam, and places like that. Those are all territories. Okay, you click on that and then you go here. What kind do you want? Do you want a restricted use FRN? No. That won't work for you. You want a standard Cores FRN registration. Commission Registration System, FCC Registration Number. You want a new one of those, all right? So you click on that, on continue, right down here, okay? And then this is the actual registration form. Now, I've taken all of Callum's information out of this. What I did was snapshot this form before we filled it out for Callum. But this is the only place you'll put in your Social Security numbers here. Social Security numbers are not used that much anymore, but everybody has one and needs ones. It's now associated with Social Security and the IRS. Okay, most other people have moved away from that. The salutation is like Mr., Ms., Mrs., and so on. First name, middle initial is optional. Last name, suffix is like junior, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. Doing business as, you're not a business. So you don't want to put down here, like I do business as Mounts Neffels Press, which is my legal entity, but I don't put that down here for my personal ham radio. If you have a social security number, here. Now, if you don't have the number, you're gonna have to explain why. Like, you were just born and your parents haven't had time to get one. Nowadays, they give out social security numbers at birth. Of course, if you are a registered alien with a green card, you can get these numbers and so on. But you need to put down your social security number and confirm it here. This is about the only time that you're going to have to use it, because the FCC now is going to use your FRN as your registration number, not your social security number. So on contact information, click same as above. This registration is you. This is the domestic individual, that's you. Domestic does not mean homebound, it means U.S. in the 50 states plus territories, okay? You put your contact, you don't have an organization or a position. You can put the salutation in here, put your first name, last name, middle initial is optional, put your address and so on in here like you did before, and then click submit. Note that the Alabama comes up first here. You want to pick the right state. Note for zip code, there is a place for the zip +4 here if you want to. If you don't know the +4 part, you can leave that part blank. Just put in your zip code right there, okay? And then you're going to get this page right here. This is the gold you've been mining for right here. This is the FRN registration confirmation. Thank you for registering with the FCC. As of today, you have been assigned the following FRN number. Please print this page for your records. This is your FRN. Put this with your important papers, like with the passport or birth certificate, your ham radio license, etc. Don't lose it. You need that number. That is the number that you need to be able to go as a technician and get your first amateur radio license. You must have this number before you go, because that email that you have to respond to can take up to 4 hours. Although in Callum's case, we got it in about 5 minutes. Okay, once you've done that, click on continue down here, and this takes you to the course home right here. You're at the home. You don't need to do anything more here. Way up over here is a logout, okay? So you can log out of the system. I have really taken to being careful to always log out of systems rather than just shut the thing down. So in brief, we go to FRN, go to the cores, we're going to create an account, we put the valid email address here, and you're going to get an email, and you have to go punch the thing that's in the email, and then you can go back here and do what you're doing here. Go to cores, use your new username and password, and create your FRN here, and get your FRN where we are right here. Take this piece of paper with you to take the exam. If something goes wrong and you don't get an FRN, you must have the FRN to go get your license. Don't bother going if you don't have it. You must have it. If you need some help, talk to another ham, but this is a fairly new requirement, and a lot of hams may not have been through the process before. Okay, there you have it. You know, I'm thinking that if that were some sort of a commercial organization, you could probably do the whole thing in one web page, but it's the government, so, well, and it's the federal government for that matter. Now, they will have your social security number, which they will keep private. However, your FRN is public, so you can go in and search for FRNs and get anybody's FRN. And then you can go look at the very few items of data that the FCC will make public about that. Until you have your ham license, your address will not be in the public part of the record. Once you get your amateur radio license, you have to remember the old way of looking at this, that there's a license for your station, and then there's a license for you. Nowadays, those two concepts are very tightly coupled together. So when I have KE0OG, technically that's the call sign that goes with the station, and I have amateur extra privileges operating any station that I want to. And there's all kinds of little leftover rules and regs in the system that have to do with that. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have this number printed and take it with you. On that same piece of paper, write down your user ID, because if you're like me, you've got a few different email addresses that you use for different things. And write that down on that piece of paper. Write down your password, being careful of upper and lower case. And then put that somewhere with your important papers, because that's the FRN number that you will have for life. If you've watched this far, there are two things that I think are important to talk about. One, you should subscribe because you're interested enough that maybe you'd like to get notification of future videos. Also, by subscribing, you're telling YouTube that you really like this channel. Second, you like ham radio. I mean, you went through all the trouble to do this. So go ahead, get your FRN. You can step through it with the video if you want it. Just pause the video as you do the different steps. And you'll be interested in becoming a ham, joining the ARRL, getting your equipment, getting on the air, and so on. I have a long series of Ask Dave videos that will help you do that. Plus, I have training videos for technician, general, and extra that exactly follow the ARRL license manuals. So please subscribe, please click like, please share. Also, if you would like to help support this channel financially, you can go to dcasler.com/support. And hopefully you'll find a way there that works for you. And until we next meet, good luck with your studies, good luck with your FRN, and 73.